Shabbat Shalom.
All right, we are the Israelite School of Biblical History and Practical Knowledge. We had, formerly known as the Israelite School of Biblical History and Practical Knowledge, which is ISHBK. But we are now known as the Stream of Wisdom. So we're now known as the Stream of Wisdom, and like the brother said last night in class, still the same teachers, still the same teachings, right? And still the same classes, right? Nothing changed, just the name. That's the only difference, right? So definitely continue to tune in the classes, but of course, like regularly, we have our classes on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays. That's from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. So 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. we have our class days. And then we also have, and that's Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. But then we also have the Sabbath noon class on Saturday. And that's from 12 noon to 5 p.m. And then after that, we have also the blogtalkradio.com/Mashaba. So that's the blogtalkradio.com/Mashaba, alongside of the 5 Minutes of Wisdom, the Israelite Media Corps, the kids class, which is live on Sundays at 1 p.m. And then we also have the Hidden Truth Bible Show, which is the reaction videos. And we have the Hidden Truth Cable Show, which is the docu-series. Right? So we have all these different streams to deliver the truth, the word of the Most High, to our people, to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Some, just different methods to spark the mind, to get the brain moving. Different methods to just release the wisdom out to the world, right? To our people, to reach the lost souls. And we also have we also have the Passover runs that we're trying to get all the funds in by September 30th, right? So that the sisters can start working on the garments early, because the earlier the better, right? The more crispy the lines, right? The more in tune the studs are, right?
What's the actual price?
Houston's still trying. Okay, it's still organized that, but I know that we did take off of last year's price of what you paid for your specific garment. But we're gonna get the exact number once we get that price together. We'll go off and get last year's number, and then from there they'll give you the actual detail. All right. So I know that's what we're doing. But so we have that, the Passover garment, get that in, and we also have the Israel, the fringed up, and fringed up is more so you pay $35 a month. So for a subscription, and you get a fringed up shirt with a design and a Bible verse on it. You spread a positive message with your shirt. And then we also have the Israel, which you can get a custom garment outside of Passover, made specifically tailored to you. It's like when they go to the suit spot and they get a tailored suit for them, you go to Israel, you get a tailored garment to you. So take advantage of that. And we also have the chosen creations and the sweet ambiance. Chosen creations, you can get your armband engraved, you can get anything wood, acrylic, metals, you can get all those different things engraved, cups, whatever you want to be engraved, you can get that engraved. So you can do that as well. We have the sweet ambiance, which is the fragrance business, so you can support any one of those, they'll support the school. So, but yes, and we also have the donations to where you can donate as well too. So take advantage of that. You're in the school, you've been watching classes for over plus some years. So help the school. Most I say there's many members of the body, but if your only ability right now is to help in that sense, the scripture says we help. So help in that sense. Take advantage of that. And then of course you can contact the priest, the council, which is Priest Kazaki 757-300-4047. And then of course you got Priest Kazaki, which is 303-557, right? So it's 303-557-8979. So, and that's the announcements for today. So, did anybody have any questions? Starting on?
Okay, there you go. That way we know. We don't guess.
Ecclesiastes chapter 2.
Oh, we can touch on that a little bit right now, because we're waiting to see if the sister's coming through to finish up this Genesis 3rd chapter. So we'll touch a little bit on this question real quick. We might not be able to hit the whole thing, but we'll touch on it, all right? So your question is where?
Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, 1 on down.
So what was it about this that got your mind to click to ask a question about it?
Cause I didn't, once I was like reading it, I didn't understand it.
You didn't understand it? Okay. All right, well, let's touch on it a little bit. Like I said, so if they come in, we'll finish up this Genesis 3. Did anybody have anything? Check online. Try to keep connected online to see if anybody's on there has anything. Chris, you have anything? No, you didn't have anything? All right, so let's touch on that Ecclesiastes. Quick question in Ecclesiastes, well, not quick, but we're going to try to make it quick as possible. In Ecclesiastes 2. Ecclesiastes 2 and 1.
Ecclesiasticus 2 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
So, when we look up the word, and this is going to help you study better, temptation. When you look up the word temptation, temptation is something you want to have or to do, even though you know you shouldn't, right? This is like, give us the basic definition. Temptation is something, let's see what else they got on here. The act of influencing by enticing hope or desire, right? The desire to have or to do something that you know you should avoid, right? So, when you come to serve the Lord, what is it telling us?
Prepare yourself for temptation.
Okay, but put it in layman terms. Something that seduces or has the quality to seduce. So when you come to serve the Lord, what is going to happen?
What you going to say?
Yeah.
For your desire.
What language is that? Let's try it again. Full sentence, come on. Y'all got it. What?
Prepare thyself for your desires.
So, when you come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for what?
Your desires.
Oh.
Temptation.
What is it? Come on, you got to make sense, Make it make sense. When you come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for your desires. Okay, expound. What does that mean? Okay, what?
When you come to serve the Lord, everything that goes against what the Lord wants you to do, that's what's going to be coming your way.
Right. You see how I break it down? Right. Put it in layman terms, like what the advice and the wisdom of the Spirit is reminding us. When we come to do what's right, the things that you should avoid, the things that you're influenced by. I'm going through this definition, right? Your desires and the things that you know you should avoid become more prevalent now when you serve the Lord. Wasn't an issue before, but now all of a sudden you're wanting to do what's right. Right? You don't smoke no more. What happens? All your smoking buddies call you up. Bro, we finna get blowed out. I got a sack. Let's hit this sack. Right? You was like, you couldn't get no woman. You couldn't get no woman. You come into the truth and what happens? All of a sudden, everybody's what? Man, so what you doing? Let's pull up. Let's do, because all the seducing things will do what? They will come for you, right? They try to lure you away. Yeah, you ready? Hold that, go to Romans. Like I said, this is just a question. We're not going to be able to go the whole chapter if the sister comes in. Yeah.
Question on that is things trying to draw you out of the truth, or is the darkness attracted to the light?
Say that again. What do you mean?
Like, because sometimes the scripture said that we'll be the light of the world. So is the darkness coming to the light, or is there things trying to draw you back into the world?
Oh, well, in this context, it's showing us that these things will be trying to pull on us, pull us out, pull our light back into the darkness, right? Go to Romans, it's actually 7. Go to Romans 7. Is it? Yep. Now, okay, we go to 23 with evil. Oh, 21.
Come on.
21. Read that.
Romans chapter 7, verse 21.
Go ahead.
I find then a law
Right?
that when I would do good, evil is present with me.
So, you all of a sudden want to get right, but all the seducing spirits and doctrine of devils is all of a sudden coming and trying to seduce you and pull you away and bring and offer you things that you were trying to pull away from. That's where, like, you was in the world, you was praying for the Most High to free you. But then their job is to bring you back into captivity of your mind, your spirit, your lust, the flesh, right? So read that again.
Come on. I find then a law that when I would do good, evil is present with
Evil is what?
present with me.
What is that evil? The temptations. The things that you're supposed to leave alone, Satan is going to come and offer those things. Like, this is literally our Hebrew Academy disclaimer.
Come on.
Right? Because I put that as the fine print. Because if you literally learn this, then you will be able to withstand the wiles of what is going to happen when you come into the truth. And a lot of warriors that come in, they fall short because they don't understand what they're getting into. They come right in the ring and say what? Smash their ass right out of the ring. Because they're not coming in aware. Right? They're thinking, oh, I just got offered a job on the ship. It's going to take me away from all the things you've been praying from for the last year. Like, man, Lord, you know, fill my spirit, wake me up, and then all of a sudden you get in the truth, you get that one job that what? Pulls you away to where now you got to go back to the, I'm going to just watch videos. Right? And be seducing spirits. You get the one woman that what? Now, she requires all your time. Right? Seducing spirits. And a lot of us ain't aware of that. We're good at evil is also present. Read that.
Come on. I find then a law that when I would do good, evil is present with me. For I delight in the law of the Most High after the inward man.
So, and that's why we got to be aware that we got to lock into the spiritual man. Because if not, who's running us? The carnal man, right? Okay, read on.
But I see another law in my members,
Go ahead.
warring against the law of my mind.
See, so there's that war. Who is winning? Who is winning this war? Go ahead.
And bringing me into captivity to the law of sin, which is in my members.
See, so you got to realize that when you come to serve the Lord, the flesh is going to pull you. Right? The things of the old way is going to pull you. And a lot of people are oblivious to the wiles of the devil. They think it's a coincidence or it's a good thing. They don't understand that Satan comes and gives you what is going to pull you away. Right? So let's go back. Go back to Ecclesiastes 2. And this is just a question. The brother had a question on Ecclesiastes 2. We're holding out to see if, they just put up? Okay, well, let's see if she puts up. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 2 and verse 2. Set thy heart aright.
Do what?
Set thy heart aright.
Right. Set. So read it from 1 again.
Verse 1.
Put some more on that so it won't start smelling.
My son,
Right?
if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thyself for temptation.
So that's what a warrior does. A warrior is going to be prepared for the battle. And a lot of people don't understand that you are literally, right, being prepared. Go there. Go to Timothy's. What is it? 4? War? Is it 2 Timothy's 2 and 4?
Con, 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 4.
Go ahead.
No man that warreth.
No man that what?
No man that warreth.
No man that war. Why? We're in a war. We just read it. Paul explicitly showed us the battle that we're going to get in. So when you come to this war, right? No man that war, read.
Entangleth himself with the affairs of this life.
See, and that's usually what Satan uses to pull you back into the world, which is what? The entanglement.
God.
He wants to get you back in the entanglement of the flesh. Right? So this is what it means. When you come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation. You got to be aware, and you can't be oblivious to Satan's devices. Y'all see that? Go ahead.
That he may please him who hath chosen him to be a soldier.
So now we're understanding what it means that prepare your soul for temptation. If you're not aware, then you won't keep trying to please the Most High. The things that Satan tempts you with will pull you back in the world, and you will start losing the battle. Y'all see this? So this is what he's saying. Read 4 again. I missed the point.
No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life.
Right?
That he may please him who hath chosen him to be a soldier.
Right. To have chosen to be a what?
To be a soldier.
So now you see why, in the spirit of the Most High, he literally gives us the armor on how to prepare ourselves. Right? Go ahead.
Like the scriptures that you're going over, now it's becoming more clear that it's not just that we're children of God, but this whole thing is about warring against your own nature, and doing the things of the Most High to put you in a predicament to be aligned with how He wants us to be.
Right. Exactly. Now you get it. See, this is what we keep pressing and reminding Hebrew Israelites in our school, that it's just not about I got the Bible and I'm a Hebrew Israelite. Because you start to see that all these Hebrew Israelites, they start moving like Christians. Just from a Hebrew Israelite standpoint. Oh, I got the Bible, but I literally still act like the old man. And you don't see no difference of the exemplification of the Bible. All you see is a person with the Bible, speaks the Bible better than the Christians, but still acts like the old man or the old woman. So why do we put it on blast? Why do I put it on blast? Because we, you, us, got to keep remembering this is a battle for our souls. And no man can enter into the kingdom of the Most High except be what? Be born again. So if you're oblivious that Satan is pulling on your soul with the things of this life, then you're going to lose the battle. You're losing the battle. That's why he comes at Ephesians 6 and 11. Read that.
Come. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 11. Put on the whole armor of the Most High.
Put on, do what?
The whole armor of the Most High.
You see that? So what is Ecclesiastes 2 reminding us? Read it again.
Put on the whole armor of the Most High.
We got to put on the whole armor. See? Which is the first one, not being naive what you're dealing with. Like, you're not going to listen to all this book, this Bible, the Word, and then act like you're going to go out there and everything's going to be all right. No, the forces of Satan is against you. The devil is against you. So you have to be armored up. So the cat, the brother, the sister that don't prepare their soul for temptation, you're naive. You're naive and you're simple-minded. And what happens when you're simple? What happens when you're simple? What?
You get tossed to and fro.
You get tossed to and fro. What else?
You are easily deceived, easily pulled away.
You easily deceive, easily pull away. What else, Mo?
You easily go to your temptations.
You easily go to your temptations. You go to the things that what? That was you were supposed to be running from. So preparing yourself for temptation is really arming yourself with the tools. Least Satan what?
Get the advantage.
Least Satan what?
Get the advantage.
Least Satan what?
Get the advantage.
If you don't armor up, Satan got you. He gets the advantage on you. Right? Go ahead, read on.
That ye may be that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
That ye may be able to stand. So this is preparing your soul for temptation. That ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. What does the devil use? All his tricks go back to what? Your weaknesses. It's easy. I'm going to war. Well, I'm going to play against this team. What are you looking at? Oh, the weakest link. What could we get in to break the team? Man, these guys are good at everything, but where's the weakness at? And that's what Satan does. He works on your weaknesses. But when you're oblivious to your weaknesses, when you won't be real with yourself when it comes to your weaknesses, then you are not prepared to fight in this battle. And this war for your soul and your spirit. And that's the problem with a lot of Israel. Y'all see that?
God.
So, what's up?
I had a scripture on what you just said.
Bro, you're asking me the question. I want you to listen. I want you to listen to the answer. All right? Okay, go ahead, finish Ephesians.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood.
For we what?
Wrestle not against flesh and blood.
Go ahead.
But against principalities.
Go ahead.
Against powers.
Uh-huh.
Against the rulers of the darkness.
That sounds so grand, right? But really, when it comes back down to the temptations that Satan used is what? All the things that you're supposed to stay with that is likened to your flesh, that you like. So I know we read like the principality, they're all against us, yeah. And what do they come back down with? So something so simple like the candy. Here, you know what? They're not coming with like, this grand power. They come back down with what? The lust of the flesh. What do you like? This is what you like. This is what you're going to give yourself to. Right? So let me work on that. And because we are not prepared for the battle, you think it's a blessing. You don't know what the curse is. It looks like a blessing, but all it does is it gets you entangled with the affairs of this life and pulls you away from what you were called to do. So you lose. You start losing. Y'all get that?
God.
Okay, so let's go back. Go back to Ecclesiastes.
God, Ecclesiasticus 2 and verse 2. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure. and make not haste in times of trouble.
Right. So read it one more time.
Con. Verse 2.
Uh-huh.
Set thy heart aright.
Do what?
Set thy heart aright.
So it's setting your mind aright. We just found out how. Knowing what tools is Satan going to use against you, the things that tempt you, the things that draw you away. That's setting your mind aright. Lest you be what? Let's go there. Is it you already catch it? What is it? Go to 1 Corinthians. Is it second? So this is a good question. This is a good question. So a lot of people don't understand what the battle is. They don't understand these things. So this is a good question. Read that. Come on. Oh, where we at?
2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11.
2 Corinthians.
God, that's Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11.
And we went over this with the Genesis breakdown, but this is going to his question as well. Read that.
2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11.
Go ahead.
Lest Satan should get an advantage of us.
Right. How does Satan get an advantage of us? Read.
For we are not ignorant of his devices.
So, going back to this question, how does Satan get advantage? Somebody put it together. With those scriptures, what?
He would get an advantage of us neglecting the things that we're tempted by.
Okay, get a little more clear. How does Satan, you're right. How does Satan get the advantage? What?
By us not being aware of the battle and not properly arming ourselves up to resist the wiles.
There you go. So you're ignorant of Satan's devices. So when you come to serve the Lord, there's no preparation. There's only, a lot of our people do that. They don't come in really aware of what they're dealing with. They come in with this, oh, as long as I have the Bible, I'm pure. The whole Christian mentality. As long as I'm acting like I believe, I'm pure. But when it comes to actions, then what? You start to see them falter because they're ignorant of Satan's tools and his devices. And then Satan gets the what? Advantage. See? So that's why he's telling you, when you come to serve the Lord, you got to prepare yourself for temptation. Right?
Wow.
Okay, so read that again.
Please Satan.
No. You're done with that. Go ahead.
Verse 2. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in times of trouble.
Right. So read it one more time.
Con. Set thy heart aright.
Do what?
Set thy heart aright.
So what is he doing? He's telling us to what? What?
Meditate in the scriptures, build ourselves up in our weak points.
There you go. Set your mind aright and be prepared when you go in these things. Right? Be prepared when you deal with the battle of the Most High. Because if you don't set your mind aright, you're not going to be able to withstand the wiles of the devil. So we got to know his tools. Right? So this is a basic question, but it's good to remind a lot of brothers and sisters. Yeah, go ahead, Akai.
Yeah, I was just trying to understand the question.
Oh, he had a question in Ecclesiastes 2. He wanted us to go through the whole thing, but I'm not going to go through the whole thing. We wanted to finish up this Genesis, right? I'm not sure if the sister's going to be here, but all right. So what we're going to do is we finish up the communicate. What was the last one? The compassion class. Right, we'll finish up that class, and then when she comes, we'll finish up the Genesis. What's that?
To go with verse 2, I have to finish up.
Verse 2, go ahead. Right, and like I said, we're not going to go over this whole chapter. I just wanted to touch on a little bit for him. And then, you know, when we get a chance, we will finish it, go over it in its entirety. But y'all see, this right here, man, is a very important chapter because a lot of people don't understand what they're going to deal with when coming to the knowledge. They don't understand the spirits that attack them in their thoughts because they don't prepare themselves in that way. You know what I mean? They're still looking at things carnal instead of this being a spiritual battle. Go ahead on that.
This is Luke chapter 14, verse 28. It says, "For which of you, intending to build a tower, sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it?"
Go ahead.
So I'm just saying that in regards to it's about counsel. It's about counsel and getting advice, understanding what you're preparing your mind when the scripture specifically said, cleave unto him. I'm paraphrasing the verse 2, which was
Cleave on them and depart not away.
kind of cleave unto him and depart not away. And no, I'm sorry.
Where you talking about?
Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. So setting your mind aright, how would you set your mind aright?
Right.
By sitting down and counting the cost.
Right.
You got to understand it's something you did before, where you talk about putting all your weaknesses, your pros and your cons about who you are and about yourself on a piece of paper. You're sitting down counting the cost. Then you would go to Proverbs. No, you would go to Ecclesiastes 37:16, talking about counsel before every enterprise. So as you're embarking on this journey, you're going to sit down and talk and get counsel about the things that you're going to need on this journey.
Okay.
Because sometimes when you come in, you're like, oh yeah, Hebrew Academy. Oh yeah, sisters class, or this, and this, and you're making haste to do it, but you haven't sat down and considered who you are, what you're really getting into.
Right.
You have counsel about, okay, this is the requirements for Hebrew Academy.
Yeah, we jump in this knowledge and don't really understand that you have now put a light. You are the light, like you said earlier, right? You put the light on yourself, but Satan is like noticing you now, even that much more, right? So he wants to drag you to the darkness. And that's what his job is. That's why do you think it gets so hard? Everything was fine until you come and get the knowledge. Like when you were online, it wasn't that hard. It was easy, right? Because nobody was holding you accountable. Nobody was like, nah, that's all. So you're every man shall proclaim his own good. You're learning and you're just what? Yeah, I'm doing good. Nah, you're not. You look at this, look at that, look at this. And then what happens is you start to see that you're faltering in a lot more than you thought. Now you're starting to be held accountable with the Spirit. And what does Satan do? Satan works on your pride. Satan works on what? All your weaknesses. I don't want to listen. I don't want to hear. And then you create a what? Facade issue. That's what you do. That it always happens. 1 minute, it'd be about you getting scriptures, everything's fine. And next minute, you create this facade issue in your mind. And then what? Satan, your mind, instead of being pure, it becomes negative. Why? Because there's something there that you're not going to say, but that you don't want to convert to. You don't want to change and you don't want to let go. And Satan works on those weaknesses. Be not deceived, y'all. Satan knows all of our weaknesses. And that's why he pokes at them. So we got to be prepared for these things. We got to be prepared when we go and deal with ourselves and deal with this transformation in our mind. Right? So, what's that?
Because we neglect the things that we are weak to, or that we try to hide.
Uh-huh.
So that's why sitting down and counting that cost, like, okay, you got to understand. The first step to recovery is admitting what you're short at.
And how many of us don't want to admit? I'm thinking about it. How many of us come to class and didn't expect none of that? They don't want to be told about themselves. I was sitting yesterday. It's like me and Quatzazal, we were all talking. Actually, today, our people don't want to be told about themselves. So what? You're sharp with your words. You're checking that spirit on me, that thing I like, that draws to me. So what happens? I don't like how you talk. I don't like how you brought that up. I didn't say you. I said this is Israel. But no, you're talking about something within them that they will not let go. So what is it? I don't like you, Kazakh. Like, it's not me. You love me. It ain't me. You love me. You don't even know me. It's the words that I speak unto you, the spirit and the directness that cuts into your soul. And you're like, I'm not messing with that. I need smooth words. What did it say in Isaiah? Ezekiel, tell me smooth things. So now you start using that instead of looking at the Most High's purging a lot of that niggerism and old man and old woman and lust and doubts and things out of you. You project it as a man. Or it won't even be me. It'll be like, well, somebody offended me in class. Right? The sister told the brother, we like, sis, what happened? Well, I called somebody and they didn't answer. Insanity, bruh. Wait a minute. So you called somebody and they didn't answer. And because they didn't answer, you rendered evil for evil. And then when you were called, you didn't answer. But that's how you're judging them, by them not answering and doing what you don't like, but judging. I'm going to tell you, I could never believe it. I'll never believe it. You'll never make me think your mind, that logic is real. If y'all believe that, you're simple as hell. Their judgment is off, their mind is off, their way of thinking is off. Right? That's not the way you do. You do what the scriptures say. Right? If the sister didn't pick up, or the brother didn't pick up, something could have happened. How do you know that brother or sister that you called wasn't dead, in the hospital, locked up, but you already misjudged? Oh yeah, I called them and they didn't pick up. You see, we have a warped mentality. And we use that warped mentality to run from your job. And that's what Satan does. How do I keep them away from the spirit? How do I deal with them and pull them to myself? So you got a lot of brothers and sisters that when they come to serve the Lord, they don't prepare themselves for temptation. They don't prepare themselves. Where are you at?
Ecclesiastes 37 and verse 16.
Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 37 and verse 16.
Go ahead.
Let reason go before every interest.
Oh, well, no, I'm saying, are you done with that?
Oh, that was the precept I had for the precept of the precept.
Right. So you're done with that. Go to Matthew, the 13th chapter. Go to Matthew 13 and 19. And we're just going into this question that the young brother had for y'all that just came in, right? To understand, when you come to serve the Lord, you prepare yourself for temptation. Why? And we went over temptation. We went over what that is. And we're understanding about the devices of Satan, what they use. We went to Romans to show what? That's the battle within. That's the war. But if you don't realize you're in a war, instead of you fighting this battle, you start to get entangled back in the things of the world. Well, check this out. Matthew 13 and 19. Read that.
Matthew chapter 13 and verse 19.
Go ahead.
When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom.
Okay, so we're back to point A. When you come to serve the Lord, right? You hear the words of the kingdom. Man, I'm a Hebrew. I got to change. I keep the laws, right? Don't eat pork, shrimp, and like, damn, hear the words of the kingdom. But that's all good, because a lot of outward things are easy. Put your beard, fringes, eat pork. But something changes when you start dealing with that ego. Oh, don't have this characteristic on you that's hateful. Pride, envy, doubt, jealousy. Right? Now it's what? Why are you pointing me out? It starts to get personal.
It's a personal attack.
But they're not understanding that Christ said, when you come to serve the Lord, prepare yourself for temptation, that you will be baptized with water and with fire. They're not understanding that. So a lot of people are oblivious to opening this up. That's why it says, many are called, but few are chosen. They literally are approaching this like church. And what is church? Speak to me, smooth things. Why are you cutting up my spirit? Why are you checking the things in me that I know that I desire? Right. Like, it's like me, I say, yeah, if I go off on this, all these scriptures on our people, the men of Israel are supposed to be moving like a sodomite. Like a faggot, right? Well, one of you brothers is going to get offended. No. It's funny. But which one of you is going to get offended like you talking to me? You'll be like, hell yeah. That's all. Why? Because you know that ain't you. When does it hurt you? Because you are doing it. So the preacher is cutting that spirit up. Then it's like, he's talking about me. Like, I didn't say your name. No, but you know. Like, I'm God now? Now I'm Yahweh? I know? No. The reason why the brothers don't get all funny and fidgety and start looking around and start sweating in class and slumping in their seats is because he's like, I ain't talking to me. I've got no homo spirit on me. Right? But wait till we start talking about things that apply to you. Lust, doubt, the stuff you're doing. I start talking about jacking off and pornography and things. You're like, you see people slump. That's when people start to what? Well, wait a minute. Why I gotta be said like that? We talk about the devil. We talk about the white man being the devil. We talk about faggots and homosexual, they can be put to death. It's only when we start talking about the inward man, it's like, why you gotta say it like that? See, it's a manipulative thing that our people plays on themselves. And they don't understand. As they hear the word of the kingdom, Satan is coming. Satan is trying to work on them. Watch, read on.
Done. Understand it not.
See, when one hears the word and understandeth it not, right? You come to serve the Lord and you don't prepare your soul. You don't understand what you're getting involved with. You don't understand that you put a light on yourself. Read.
Then cometh the wicked one.
Then cometh Satan to do what? Because we just read this. The wiles of the devil, right? He's ready to do what? Get you entangled back into the things of this life, right? But how many of us came to class with that mind? Hey, when I step through these doors, man, Satan's coming from me. You're like, man, I'm just going to class. I learned how to Hebrew Israelite, don't eat pork, wear fringes.
God.
You talk about the Shabbat? Yeah, birthday how?
God.
Okay, you got that down, but where is Satan coming for you at? The things you like, the things you want to keep doing, the fleshly things. And those are the things that what? If you don't hate, you start to hate it being taught about and brought out about. And then you offended me. The way you brought that out, that's offensive. It's offensive because we're saying don't tap into this wickedness. Right?
You said it was about me, but you didn't use my name.
Yeah, you didn't use my name.
And everybody knows that's pertaining to me.
It's all of us.
God.
We are all like that. But what happens? You start to personalize it instead of saying, you know what, personalize it and working on yourself. You're not aware of what Satan, the wicked one, is coming to do. What? It's going to tell us. This is our crystal ball. We can look at it and see the future of brothers and sisters. Because they come in oblivious to what their battle is. Read, come on.
And casteth away that which was sown in his heart.
Wait, you came in with the zeal, but you didn't prepare your soul for temptation. You come in with man, I'm a Hebrew Israelite, man, I've been online, and next you know, it's like little by little, one minute you're talking, and then the next you know, the topics, the subjects are not what you wanted them to be. You didn't know it was going to turn all into the inward man. You thought we was going to come here and continually talk about the white man, talk about homosexuality, But when these classes start to burn out the old ways, that's when you shrink. When you shouldn't.
Right.
Because those are the classes that are giving you the tools to fight against the devil. But you like certain things. Right? And because you don't understand what's going on, Satan snatches all that zeal, all that love, all that desire out of your heart. The smiley face, the damn, this is dope. The Most High is enlightening me. Becomes sort of like sad. Now you're over serious. So I got cut. I'm a bad father. So I got cut. I got a lot of worldly ways as a woman. But that's what I came here to get. Baptized. I came to get baptized. So you don't prepare yourself for temptation. Satan's like, nah, you didn't come for baptism. You came for to be feel good. You came for a man. You came for a woman. You came for the feel good, and when you don't get the feel good, see all that Christianity and the music and the dancing, that get wore out. So who can stay here and go through the baptism? So Satan takes away what you're sowing in your heart. That's his job, right? Right? So if you're ignorant of his devices, he snatches that. Right? What's that?
It was me and Rakat. This is when we used to do the flyers on Sundays at Military Highway at the Walmart. And we met this brother. He had a Friends shirt. It was a Goku shirt.
Right.
Friends on. And so we came up. We gathered around. He was like, "Yeah, man, give me some good word. Give me some good word." And we were like, "Okay." Well, and I automatically went into Acts 3:19. Okay. Telling our people to repent. Why? Because we're doing wrong.
Right.
I went straight into internet. He was like, "Hey, yo, bro, I don't mean to disrespect, but can we talk about Esau the devil, and can we go into like all that other stuff?"
Are you serious? He literally did that.
Dang, yeah.
He
stopped him. He stopped him mid, Ariel was like getting lit, like, yeah, brother, you know what I'm saying? You gotta repent.
Change.
And then he was like, and his countenance fell.
Yeah.
And I felt it, because I'm like, damn, bro, like, yeah, it was like
because
different.
Now I don't want to switch the topic, but what happens with these people? They're hypocrites. They want to act like they're believers, but when it comes down to the actual, well, when we go back to Ecclesiastes 2, the purging, the fire, they don't want to go through that baptism by fire. Right? They're going to take the baptism by water, physical water. No, Christ said he's going to baptize you with water and with the Holy Spirit. He's going to baptize you by fire. That fire is the purging and the refining. So it's crazy to hear the actual event like that happen. You know, I know it from basically 1 minute, brothers and sisters come in, you're smiling, and then the next minute, these topics are really hitting the inward man, and then you stop smiling. Well, why? What you want us to do? Let you keep doing what you're doing that Christ will destroy you for you just to be a number? And that's the thing. For you to be a number, you want to tell us you want us to tell you the good things. Nah, fuck that. The Most High calls the true believers, the ones that are really about the change. Right? That's why it hurts. So it might hurt now, but guess what? In the end, you're going to say, damn, I was working on myself. And the little bit I did work on myself, I kept my soul from Satan. Right? What?
But David said, "It shall be marrow to my bones." So in retrospect, if it is personalized,
right,
it is, okay, you're personaling me out, singling me out, I'm a bad father, bad brother, whatever. But that's marrow to my bones to what? Strengthen me to be a good brother,
right,
good father, like. So
yeah, but they're not looking at it like that. See, when that pride comes in, they don't want to hear that. They, like the Bible says, they want to hear smooth things. When you start checking the things they're doing wrong, they start shaking and twiddling, and the eyes start batting, and it's like, why is he going into that point? Well, because that's what really is going to purge us out of him, the old man, right? So let's get back on this. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And cast it away.
Right. 19 again.
Verse 19. when anyone heareth the word of the kingdom,
right,
and understandeth it not,
right.
then cometh the wicked one, and casteth away that which was sown in his heart.
So it really wasn't rooted in him. You see that? Go ahead.
This is he which received seed by the wayside.
Go ahead.
And he that received the seed in the stony place,
Right.
the same is he that heareth the word, and hath none with joy.
So now, here's the keys, y'all. If you're aware of Satan's devices, what's the first thing you got to get when you come into the truth? You should be gaining, understanding what is going to happen to you when coming to serve the Most High. See, when you don't understand that, that's the biggest mistake. And coming in thinking, oh, this is Christianity. Coming in thinking, oh, I'm supposed to be told everything I like. Coming in thinking everything is supposed to be about the white man's the devil or about knowledge. Coming and thinking that instead of saying, no, this is supposed to be about me changing. Right?
Right.
What's that again?
Oh, being sanctified.
Being sanctified. Then you can really preserve yourself from Satan. So the first thing is to understand that. Right? Because it's telling us, where does this person falter? They falter at not getting it. So how many of us get it? That when you come to serve the Lord, prepare yourself for temptation. Right? What? Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I get it now because at one point in time, it still was oblivious to me that these words were supposed to be actually lived out.
Right.
Instead of them just being something to be read, you're supposed to be applying it daily and living by them.
Right.
And that's one of the things of, like you said, building up the hedge.
Right.
But when you don't understand that, then it's just words on the book still.
It's just words on the book. It's like you're going through the motion. You literally could be talking and be doing opposite of what is said. And we gotta run from that. We all fall short, but you gotta run from that mind state. Because in the end, he's gonna look at you and say, I never knew you. You worker of iniquity. That's what we're all trying to avoid. I never knew you, you worker of iniquity. Right? So, one, you got to make sure you're understanding what you're dealing with.
Right.
Two, read on, 20.
Verse 20.
Uh-huh.
But he that receiveth the seed into a stony place,
Right?
and the same is he
Right.
that heareth the word,
Right.
and none with joy receiveth it.
None with joy, he receives it. So another type of individual. This type of individual that's overjoyful, right? That loves the truth. All about the Most High. Then they start making vows. They start saying things that boasting of the Most High. They start, yeah, man, the Most High, Yahweh, right? Those are the ones. You got that type too, right? Not because I'm saying it. It's telling us, a none with joy. They what? They talking that joy stuff. Oh, okay. Damn, you diligent. She's ready. Man, I've always been in the scriptures. I've always been in the Most High. The Most High, the Most High, the Most High. And then what? They didn't prepare their soul, their mouth for temptation. So they're doing what? All talking, making vows, boasting of the Lord, and God is not mocked. He's not going to let you mock him. Right? Watch, read on. Come on.
Verse 21.
Uh-huh.
Yet has he not root in himself.
Wait a minute. He's telling us what will be the problem with these other type of individuals. All that talk, but you're really not rooted. So it's going to be easy to pull you out because you're all mouth. Right? Go there. 1 John 3. 1 John 3, my little children. And 18, is it? Read that.
1 John chapter 3, verse 18.
Go ahead.
My little children, let us not love in word.
See? And then what happens? You're making vows. You're making agreements. You're facing the east. You're praying to the Most High. Go ahead.
Neither in tongue.
Neither what?
In tongue.
See, none with joy, they received it. What happens when you're joyful in the word of the Most High and oblivious to Satan's devices? You're doing a lot of talking. You're doing a lot of talking, and those are the ones I gotta stand away from. Uh-oh. Watch out for that one. Right? Read.
But indeed.
But in what?
Indeed.
But when it comes to the deed and the action, like you just said, you start talking about what needs to be done, the change that needs to come about, that's when it starts to get offensive. Watch, read on.
And in truth.
And in truth. See, where's the deed now? Once again, what are we talking about? Satan knows your weaknesses. He knows that you don't understand. He knows there's a portion of individuals that come to the Most High and don't really understand. He knows there's a portion of Israelites that come to the Lord and it's all mouth. He knows that. Do you know that? What slot do you fit in when it comes to serving the Lord? And if you don't understand, if you don't get this, you won't be aware of what Satan's going to come in. So you got to come in with the mindset, man, if you've been that person in the world that do a lot of talking, you need to shut up, come serve the Most High with a pure heart. If you're that type of person, man, that just run and jumps into the things without not really understanding, then you need to ask questions. So you won't be the person that understands now. Go ahead.
Without counting the course. Right. And a lot of us, but in the world, they jump into days, and you didn't really understand what it took. And what did you do? You just quit.
Yeah.
And this is not about coming in this. Let me try to be a Hebrew Israelite.
Right.
I tried that before. I was a Hebrew Israelite for a couple of years, but now I'm back doing worldly things.
Right.
This is pointing out what it says: prepare thy soul, prepare your mind for this decision that you're saying that you're going to do, not to the people up here, but to the Father. You're saying that, yup, I see this Bible, I see me in this Bible, I'm living this life, and there's nothing else that's going to pull me away from it.
Yeah. Once again, if you're ignorant of Satan's devices, you have to prepare your soul for temptation. And that's what the Most High is showing us. Yeah, come on.
That's why it says in Ezekiel 33 and 31,
Uh-huh.
they honor the Most High with the lips.
Right.
Not the mouth service.
We're going to go there real quick. Finish that one more time. Get it.
I got it.
My little children, let us not love in word,
right?
Neither in tongue,
right?
But in deed and in truth.
See, so watch it when you come with the joy and don't really understand Satan's devices and the things that are you. You got to understand. That's why the scriptures, 2 Corinthians 13 and 5, let a man examine himself. We got to get that. Y'all, let me ask y'all a question. When I say there's a lot of people that come with a Christian mind, am I lying? Do y'all really know what I believe? What? Do you really know what that means? What does it mean, Kaya?
It's like you show up on class time, or for us with this class time, you show up once a week, you pretend to be all righteous, holy, you read a few scriptures, sing a few songs, say hello to the people, and
right.
do everything that you've been asking for forgiveness on Sundays.
Right. But then the problem with Israelites is when you're held to commitment, the doing it, that's when the war starts. Y'all understand that? So we got to get past that. I'm not going to tell you things in here that I'm going to be accountable for. Why you didn't tell them? Nah. You know what I mean? You're going to get it. You're going to get it. That way you can be armored up and you can't be said, I wasn't told that. I wasn't told to work on the spiritual things in myself and be renewed in the spirit of my mind. Put out the old leaven. I wasn't told that. You know what I mean? Brothers didn't teach me that. All they taught me was the white man was the devil. We're going to put the nations in slavery. Right? All they did was go over the great scriptures about the new kingdom. How they're going to serve us. But they never told me about how I needed to put down my lust, my pride, my ego, my doubt, my jealousy, my envy, my striving, my unforgiving spirit. They never told me that. I didn't get those classes. Not here. You're going to be told I got all of that. That's why your ass is accountable. Because now you're being told. Y'all see that? So we got to be aware of this, man. Where you at? Go ahead.
Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 31.
Go ahead.
And they come unto thee,
right,
as the people coming.
Right. Now, why are we putting these verses? These verses are showing us that the problem with our people, with joy comes to us, they open up their mouth a lot. That's what it said. They come to thee what?
And they come unto thee as the people come.
Right. They come to you all as the people come, right? Ready, right? Go ahead.
And sit before thee as my people.
Go ahead.
And they hear thy words.
Yeah, they hear the words. Go ahead.
But they will not do them.
But they will not do them. And this is an error. This is not the way, brothers. It's not the way. Like, y'all got to understand that as we're all working on ourselves, everybody is accountable for what you're hearing. It's accountable. You're accountable for this. So you can run, you can hide. We're reading in Matthew 13 that these people will be taken out anyway. So I don't trip. I understand what the Most High is doing. Many are called for what?
Few are chosen.
Many are called for what?
Few are chosen.
Many are called for what?
Few are chosen.
Few are chosen. Right. Why are they not chosen? Because he's damn telling us ahead of time. He's telling us ahead of time. Right? Because this person came with joy and didn't understand what they were dealing with. Watch. Read on.
For with
Matthew 13 and 20. Go ahead.
For with their mouth they
go back to Matthew 13.
Verse 20.
Right.
God, and he that receiveth the seed in stony places,
right,
the same is he that heareth the word, and none with joy receiveth it.
Go ahead.
Yet he had not root in himself.
Are you catching it? They really don't believe. So the root's not in themselves. So what happens when the root is not rooted? A tree is not rooted. Any wind that comes through what? Pulls them right away. Any doubt? Satan's devices? Watch. Go there. Go to Ephesians 4 and 4 real quick. Satan's devices, they're not armored up like we just went over in Ephesians 6 and 11. They're not armored up. So what happens? Ephesians 6 and 10. Read.
Ephesians chapter 6 verse 10.
Go ahead.
Finally, my brethren, be strong in the most...
No, I'm sorry. 4 and 4, excuse me.
Ephesians chapter 4 verse 4.
Go ahead.
There is one mind and one spirit.
Is it 4:4? I'm sorry. 4:14. My bad. Go on.
Verse 14.
Go ahead.
That we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro.
So what happens when you don't have roots? When you really don't believe, there's no real sticking in. Rooted, founded. It's what? I'm over here. I'm over here. I'm doing this. And now, you know what? I did that. This is what I did. I did that. You know what I mean? I'm about emotech now. You know, I take all knowledges. This is what you get with Israel. So the masquerade, I'm putting on the persona just to act like I'm a Hebrew. We gotta look through that and understand that that's how our people are. You know what I mean? A lot of our people do not come prepare their soul for what they're finna battle, and they're taken out in these ways. Y'all get this? Go ahead.
Verse 22.
Go ahead.
Verse 21.
Go ahead.
Yet he had not root in himself.
Now check this out. When he's what? Read on.
But dureth for a while.
They do what?
Dureth for a while.
Wait, what happened to such and such? They what?
Dureth for a while.
Right. Why? Why do they endure it for a while?
For when tribulation and persecution arises because of the word.
Wait. No. When I come to the truth, this is too much. There shouldn't be none of that. Read that part again.
When tribulation and persecution.
No. I thought it was going to come to the truth. I come to class, drop my alms, say my shalams, and I roll out. This is too much. I'm losing this. I'm losing that. This is happening to me now. Y'all put some curse on me. But it sounds funny, and I'm not being funny. I'm being very for real. It comes out of people's mouths, and they're oblivious that they don't know what Satan was going to use against them. They're oblivious to Satan's devices. They never prepared themselves. So what? They're tossed whatever you win. Right? Read on.
Tribulation and persecution arising.
Go ahead.
Because of the word.
Because of the what?
The word.
See? Now, when you read that, you're like, yeah, I told Mama Christmas wasn't right, and I'm catching hell. What about when you were told, right? The lust, the pornography was wrong, and your spirit just shrunk, and you shut down, and you felt that you couldn't get past it. What about that part too? Did you endure that? Having to sit in class and go through the old scriptures over and over again and be purged and cleansed instead of washed and cleansed and set apart? No, you what? You start what? Shutting down the spiritual mind. No happiness, no joy, no more. You was happy now. Now it's what? Enough with sadness. Right? But hold that. Go to James 1 in verse 12. Go to James 1 and 12.
James chapter 1 and verse 12.
Go ahead.
Blessed is the man that endureth temptation.
See, when you come to serve the Lord, prepare yourself for temptation. Blessed is the man do what?
That endureth temptation.
But this man does what, Aria? Read it.
Because of the word.
Because of the word, read.
By and by, he is offended.
Wait, no, I'm supposed to be doing what?
Blessed is the man that endureth temptation.
Nah, I'm offended. I shouldn't have to go through this when I serve the Lord. Go ahead.
It's so on point. I was just talking to the sister the other day. 2 Timothy 2 and 12. You ain't got to get it. It said, if we suffer with him, we should also reign with him. A lot of us don't prepare ourselves with the life that Yahushua will. He wasn't comfortable. Yahushua wasn't about, let me make sure I do this work so that I can have a vacation. You know what I mean? Or I can live comfortably. A lot of us don't understand that the Most High is checking our sincerity, checking our integrity, if we really hear about him. So that what? When I turn up the heat, are you going to run away?
Yeah.
And get a little bit uncomfortable? Are you going to say, no, I shouldn't have to go for this?
Yeah.
The scripture said, who will separate us from the love of Christ?
Yeah.
So people.
No. I'm not separated from the love of Christ. I'm separated from you. That's why the scriptures tell you about them that drawing back. They put their hand to the plow and look back. See, you don't want to be accountable. You don't want nobody to hold you accountable. So what? You got to manipulate your way of being rooted. You still weren't rooted. He said, cursed be the man that put his hand to the plow. You already were moving in that direction. The problem is that you were ignorant of his devices, and what happens? Satan took advantage of you. He's taking advantage of your pride and your doubt and the negativity. And you don't want to hear about that things you need to work on. This is our crystal ball. We don't need damn no crystal ball. This is it. So I ask you, brothers and sisters, what category are you in? Are you in the one that you don't understand what the hell is going on and you're oblivious? Or are you the one that talks like this? I don't understand. I mean, it says it. He understands it now. But I don't understand why. Well, are you saying that to get understanding? Or are you saying that just to say that you don't understand so you can keep not understanding because you want to hold that to that mind of not understanding? Yeah, it gets stupid, don't it? It gets that dumb. Because you want to make an excuse to not understand instead of the gain of understanding. But it told us, what about this person that goes through the affliction and the trials and the battles and the losing and the change? You don't want to do what? Endure temptation. You know what? Let me just go back to it. It's easier that way. But that's the trick. Satan got you. You go back to the world and what? We're going to get it. We're going to get the scripture. I'm going to show you. Finish that though.
Come on. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation. For when he is tried,
right,
he shall receive the crown of life.
he shall see the what?
The crown of
And
life.
that's a lot of us. This person don't want to endure temptation, and they never see the crown. They're quick to cast off their confidence and not endure. But what are we enduring, brothers? After you get past, oh, I told my family they don't got no hold on me. What are you enduring? What?
Staying positive when everybody else is staying negative.
Right. Keep it in the right mind, in the right spirit. Keep understanding that there's got to be a constant evolution. That's what you're enduring. Because there's going to be some temptation some way. Huh? So you were supposed to endure temptation. If not, where is it? Go to 2 Peter 2. Go to 2 Peter 2, verse 20. Go ahead.
2 Peter chapter 2, verse 20.
Right?
For if after they have escaped the pollutions of the world.
Right. You are done with that. Are you? Are you really done with that? Because a lot of our people really have some hooks in there that is not done with it. And that's what happens. That's where the offense is. That's where I don't really have to go through this. There's an easier path. Yahweh Shai went through it, we're going to go through it. Right? Read on.
Through the knowledge of the Lord and Savior.
How did you escape? You escaped with the knowledge of change. I got to be renewed. I got to be changed. I got to cut off. Right? You know you didn't come in here to be the same. Because that's why you gave up pork. That's why you sisters are covering your head. That's why you sisters are wearing dresses. You came in here for the change. And in whatever school, you came in for the change. The problem is that you don't want to endure that change. Satan is winning. Now you're tossed. Read on.
They are again entangled therein.
Right. You see what happens when you don't endure? They're entangled again. Read.
And overcome.
And what?
And overcome.
By who, y'all? Satan. Satan will get the advantage. Lee, Satan gets the advantage. Why? Because what else does he tempt you with? All the things that pull you back. Read.
The latter end is worse with them.
Oh, they think it's going to be better. Is what?
The latter end is worse with them.
The Most High said that all man in Ecclesiastes 40, the dreams, the nightmares, right? The negative mind, we all deal with that. But on the wicked, sevenfold more. Your dreams are more vivid. Your problems are more vivid, right? The weight is more vivid. Why?
The latter end is worse with them than the beginning.
So you're not, once again, you can't mock the Most High. You can play all you want. I know. That's why the scripture says, don't worry about, when David said, I almost see the prosperity of the wicked, God is not mocked. You're not going to come into this truth, go right back to the world, and not go through anything. The Most High be putting them through hell. He be messing this conscience up. And then if he don't whoop their conscience, they're what? Bastards. They're what are y'all?
Bastards.
He said if they not getting whooped, they was a bastard anyway. Because he chastised the one he loved. So our job is to endure this temptation and not let Satan pull us back and entangle us back to the affairs of this life. Matthew is showing us what way, what doubts are in you that it will pull you back. All right? So he's hipping us in the game. Don't come in with fake love. Don't come in with fake smiles and act like you're about Yeshua. Right? I'm all about Yeshua. Shalom. Right? Yeah, you about the Most High. Well, he's going to prove it. Come on. Read.
Verse 21. For it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness than after they have known it to turn from the holy commandment delivered unto them.
See, that's what the Most High is showing us. Oh, and I'm still not eating pork. But you want to wear pants again. You want to go back to those hookah bars. You want to go back to the strip club, brother. You want to go back to what? Forsaking the assemblies. You want to go, you don't want to go, you don't want to do with that. Nah, I'm Dolo Israelite. Right? This is the mind state of our people. They constantly make excuses to go back. Jump back to Matthew 13, come on.
Come, verse 22.
Go ahead.
He also that receiveth seed among the thorns,
right,
is he that heareth the word, and the cares of this world.
Oh, what do you know? No, this ain't in the book. Paper mache. You got a lot of Israelites that are pink, bro. What happened? I was offended. Nah. Something pulled you out. Right? Was it the things of this world? See, it literally gives us the categories of individuals and what will pull these individuals out. Are we blind? The analyzation is here. I don't got to overthink this. What happened to them? Oh, well, let's go through the category. Were they offended? Or did they come in with the fake love? Or did they not understand? Or was it something in the world? No, it's you. Okay, then they were offended. Well, how do you deal with the offenses? See? No, I'm not going to deal with you. That's not what the Bible says, brother. You see, the word tells us every step of the way to stop the cap. So you got no excuse. But we have another type of individual. What happens with these individuals when they don't prepare their soul for temptation? It says what?
And the cares of this world.
And the what?
Cares of this world.
What are the cares of this world? Let's go through it. What's this real quick? What are the cares of this world? You got the verse. Hold the verse. Let us see what they're saying. Yeah.
Money.
What else? What?
A house.
A house. What else?
Women.
Women. What else? Come on, give me something a little deeper. What else?
Shoes.
Shoes. What else? Yeah.
Career.
What else?
They want self-sufficiency, stability.
They what?
They rather have their own self-sufficiency, a sense of stability.
So, own self-sufficiency and sense of the... Well, how could that get in the way of the truth, though?
I got it on my own, I don't need you.
I got it on my own and I don't need you. I don't need all that. Right?
I was getting paid good in the world.
Right? Pay good or stability. My stability is myself. Right? What?
Fame.
Huh? Fame?
Clout.
Clout. They doing it for clout. Right? Yeah. Like
Oh, yeah, you were saying it yesterday that that free spirit.
Yeah.
Do as thy will, no control.
Do what thou will. Yeah. Like I don't want to be confined to a idea. Yeah. I want to take. I take somewhat with the Hebrew sage, somewhat the conscious community, somewhat with this. I put it all together. My God is the universe. That's right. Right? That's right. This is common. Isn't made up. This is what we deal with, right? These are the battles that are going to come. The things common to man. So you don't got to make this stuff up, y'all. I know it sounds, you're like, really? People think, bro, you know people deal like this. Right? So read on. Come on.
Come. And the deceitfulness of riches.
And the what?
Deceitfulness of riches.
What does that mean? Somebody break that down. Oh, wait. The things of this world. Where are you at?
Come. 1 John. Chapter 2, verse 15 and 16.
The things of this world. What things of this world pulls on us? Go ahead.
Love not the world.
Go ahead.
Neither the things that are in the world.
What things? Read.
If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
Go ahead.
For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh.
So what pulls us with the things in the world?
The lust of the flesh.
Our desires, the temptation that we deem more important. Right? We deem these things more important. And you're downplaying what my desires are. You're downplaying my life goals. Nah. I'm just giving you Bro, for everybody that don't understand, you're going to work, you're going to eat, you're going to live, you can have a career. This is about putting the Most High above all and not letting these things pull you away from being a servant of the Lord. That's what this is about. Right? Read on.
The lust of the eyes.
But Satan deals with your temptation, so he'll pull you on the things, your expectations, or your vision. The scriptures say, where no vision is, the people perish. You have this whole persona and vision of a life, what you want to become. And the truth, in one Thanos snap, class, come. I thought I was going to be pulling this Negro down the mall. You know what I mean? Talking about, nigga, come on. And now he's what? Talking about authority, ruling the house, God, Christ, man, woman. But I thought I was just going to be hitting her, get this booty, and then I move on. But they talking about commit. Brother, she's an Israelite woman. Treat her right. Deal with her according to the gospel. You're like, damn. Nah, man. Let me look somewhere else. What are y'all talking about? Oh, see, let me get with these cats. Why? With them, I can hit anything I want and not have to be committed. Yeah. And I'm good, brothers. I'm good. Hey, Shalom, what's going on? Oh, I'm good. It went from Shalom, doing good, communicating, to I'm good. Period, the end, Shalom. Like, damn, where's the love? But what happens? That's their battle. Don't take it personal. They're looking for something to keep them in the flesh. And they found it. Right? They find it. And you're going to find what you want. It's all out there. So we got to be aware of the things of the world that flows us. The lust of the eyes, go ahead.
And the pride of life.
And there you said it. Your mind of I made me, right? I don't have to depend on no power, no God. Counseling, like, you hear all these scriptures about multitude of counsel and safety, elders, and other. You're like, nah, that's not how I roll. I roll dolo. I'm a die by my bad decision making. Right? You're not hearing that. So that logic, you're like, I can't see that. But how do I sliver my way out of this logic? I got to create problems. Create a reason. Read on. Oh, that's it. Go ahead.
It's not of the Father.
It's not of the Father. So these are the things of the world that pull you back. And it's all what? Satan knows what you want. Satan knows what you have not let go. He knows what you haven't let go. So that's what's going to pull you up. What?
You want Galatians 4:9?
Go ahead, read it.
Come on, Galatians chapter 4, verse 9.
Uh-huh.
It reads, but now, after that ye have known of the Most High,
go ahead.
Or rather known of the Most High,
read.
How turn ye again to the weak and beggarly elements, whereunto ye desire again to be in bondage?
Right, you desire to be in bondage of what? The flesh. See, that's the underlining when you peel up the, oh, I was offended, or you peel up, this brother said something, this sister, or the sister didn't pick up the phone, right? I'm like, God damn, that is harsh. And then you literally are asked and communicated with, and then you don't pick up the phone. Our people are hypocritical, man. But what do I constantly tell you? We're all trying to get better, get right. Right? And some of those people will falter. Some of those people will falter. But some want to return back to the things of the world. That's the underlying thing. That's what it's saying about this individual. Those things pull them back to the world. Go back to Matthew.
Come. Choke the word.
It says they do what?
Choke the word.
So you were zealous, but now you start to see that zeal starts to burn out. It choked the word, right? Used to be the first one when the doors open. Right? Hey, shalom, man. What the scripture means? Shalom, man. Hey, bro, what this? Man, I was studying. But now the word is like, the passion, the drive, the zeal is not there. Why? Why is the zeal not there? Why is the zeal not there no more? What is it telling us? What?
The word got choked.
What? But why? Why?
You wasn't rooted in the first place.
Why else? You guys are right. You're not rooted? Come on, let's bring it back around. Why?
You stepped in, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You were still ready to go. You were still holding on to the world.
You were still holding on to the world? The brother's question is, second, Ecclesiastes 2:1, because you never prepared yourself, your true self, for the things that you were going to have to fight against coming to the Father. So, all those things choke the validity and passion out of you. So at one time, it used to be a desire to look ahead and say, man, I can't wait. The change, the renewing, the revival. Now it's like, I'm going to go to class again. What this nigga gonna say? There because I go again. There I go again. Long-winded. Because I go straight to the point and cut you and move on to the next cut. He what? He drive it in slowly. And you're like, what the? Come on. What you learn today? I'm wicked. All right, what class was? Oh, I went over what class to remind me that I'm off and I'm filthy. It's choking the validity out of you when you desire to know the will of the Most High, because your mind is looking at this wrong. You haven't prepared yourself for the renewal, right? You haven't, and that's why the word is choked out of this individual. That's why the other individual didn't endure. You see that? Because they never prepared themselves what really it is to be Christ-like. Your Christ is that white Jesus. Come as ye are, stay a faggot, stay a dopehead, stay a liar, stay proud, stay a deceiver, stay a fornicator, stay a doubter, stay lustful as hell. That's the Jesus you want. Wrong school, y'all. Go to the Baptist Ebenezer, stay the old man on the stump, church down the block. Because you come here, there's a constant damn fervent burning. But for your betterment. Because we love you. And guess what? I'm not going to be found letting you do wickedness. I'm at least have to say something. That doesn't mean you're perfect. That doesn't mean I'm perfect. But that means now we have the knowledge to know and battle against these demons. And that's what we're doing. We're tooling up, brothers and sisters, to prepare their soul for temptation. Right? Come on, finish Matthew.
And he becometh unfruitful.
And what?
And he becometh unfruitful.
And he and she becometh what?
Unfruitful.
You were moving, you were zealous, you were moving. Hey, what can I do there? Hey, shalom, I was wondering, man. I see y'all done got this, that. 6 months later. Where's the brother at? Oh, what happened to the sister? She was like, at first she came in with a, hey, I want to be in, put me in, coach. 6 months later, it's like, Hey, sis, are you ready? The passion is gone. Y'all thought, am I making this up? If I'm making this up, you don't know what the hell you're reading. It's telling you these individuals are going to be here. So when it happens, why y'all look at us when looking at you strangely? Like we're looking at you and we're saying, nah, brother, you can't, you got to keep fighting. You got to keep pushing. Keep your zeal, keep your desire, keep your passion. Right? I adopted 2 words lately. Hey, I don't want to say this in a mean way, but I got to tell you. Like, even if we tell you like that, it's still like, yeah, but you're still going to tell me. I don't want to be told. That's all I am, being told. And your zeal for righteousness starts to diminish. Your light, your candle starts to be put out. Why though? If you know John 3:17 on down, there is no way your light's supposed to be diminishing. You're supposed to be running head on to the light, to the revealing, to the cleansing, to the baptism, to the renewing. Because you know, as you run through that damn, that spring of water, that renewal is going to get you closer to the Father. That's what this is about. I'll take a little damn ridicule. A brother reminded me, be here, do this. Be a little more gentle. That was wrong. Hey, check yourself. I'll take that quicker than a damn stone upside my head, or quicker than somebody pulling up on me in the car and shooting through the car because they was mad with everybody else in the world. I'll take you telling me. I'll take that to where the Most High shows me through each other, through the brothers and sisters, then the Most High what? Sending somebody to pull your son off the damn front lawn in a van and have him missing for 10 years and pop up in some damn home. Molested, disgusted, deceived, and destroyed. I'll take that. I'll take you correcting me. But they don't look at it like that. They look like, what? You know what? The correction just took all the zeal out of me. You're a rebellious damn child, y'all. And you take for granted what the Most High has given us. And that's what these type of individuals are. People that take for granted, like it just said in Galatians 4:9. Right? That was 4:9, right?
Come.
You'd rather be entangled in those things.
You want to be back in bondage.
You want to be back in bondage.
Stockholm syndrome. Come.
So the answer is, I'm none of these, because I'm going to stay rooted. I'm none of these. I'm not going to let things offend me that I know what Christ said, offenses will come.
That's right.
Because of the word. I'm not going to get offended because I understand you're not perfect. I'm not perfect. So you might mess up. I'm going to fix it. I'm going to work on it. Because one day you might offend me, the next day I might offend you. And the word tells us how to get through this. So no, there's not going to be nothing in the truth that offends me to run to myself and to reject my family, my nation, my brothers, my sisters. No, I'm none of these, bro. It's not going to be the riches of the world. That's not enough for my soul. That's not enough. I can get a job. As a matter of fact, I got a job right now. But that doesn't supersede my soul. So none of these apply to me because I'm talking about somebody else. That ain't me. That's what we should be saying. Come? Go ahead, read.
Verse 23. But he that receiveth seed in the good ground.
He received seed where?
In the good ground.
Read.
Is he that heareth the word.
Read.
And understandeth it.
See, key points to keep you in the truth to Christ on that. You got to understand what you're dealing with. When you come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation. Back to the young brother's question. Now we understand the dynamics of all this temptation, how to keep ourselves rooted, and what's going to pull us, right? Go ahead.
Which also beareth fruit.
But we understand and we keep bringing forth fruit. Inward fruit and outward fruit. That means this. The works have to inspire me to keep changing. And then the outward fruits are my doing for the ministry. That cup of water, right? This is how we stay rooted. We don't fall to these other ideas of these other people. Right? Go ahead.
And bring it forth.
And bring it forth. Read.
And some in 100-fold. And some 60.
Read.
And some 30.
And the Most High said he'll take the 30, but you're still bringing forth. You're not turning back. Y'all get this? So go back to Ecclesiastes 2.
Ecclesiastes.
No, let my woman read it. Go ahead. 2 and 2.
Ecclesiastes 2 and verse 2.
Go ahead.
Set thy heart aright.
Now we understand what really that means. Now when we open up the door to the sanctuary, we know what? Oh, I'm ready. When I came to the Most High, this is not a damn game. It's not a dance hall. It's not the trumpets. It's not about the smiles and the fake smiles and the fake dresses and the fake beards and the fake fringes. No, I'm going to put on this garment the correct way. I'm going to put on these laws the correct way. See? So Satan won't get me. Go ahead.
and constantly endure.
And now we understand. What are we enduring? What did it say? We're enduring what? Temptation. Blessed is he that endured temptation. We got to constantly endure it. Because guess what? 40 years from now, you think Satan's going to have a break? He desires you. It ain't all of a sudden he takes a day off. He's hitting you in your sleep. You take a day off. You move around like the Most High got me. He better get you. But are you prepared? Do you got your armor against the wiles of the devil? Right? This is what it's showing us. Go ahead.
And make not haste in time of trouble.
Oh my God. This is what we do. If I'm doing the right thing, why don't I have the things necessary? Bruh, I've been in as long as I am, and Satan comes what? With doubt. Like, damn, I mean, I don't like looking at porn, I'm not stealing, I'm not doing things for fake and phony, and it's like, what works on you? Well, why you don't have all the necessary tools? Because the Most High is trying your faith, but what happens? Doubt comes in. And then we get weak. Our wind starts to lose. We start to second question. And that's the problem, y'all. That's the problem. We got to keep consistent and remember, right? In that same moment, when those thoughts try to overcome us, what I do is I say, wait a minute. Have you forgotten what the Most High has done for you? Have you forgotten your forefathers? Were they faltered in the wilderness? And in that moment, snap out of that. Now, the Most High got me. What did it say? Come on.
Cleave unto him and...
No, that last verse. Come on.
Set thy heart aright and constantly endure.
So we got to constantly endure temptation. And go to the Hebrews where I sent the sister earlier. Cast not away. 10 and what? 30 what? 10 and 35. That's me trying to get them in the back of my mind without looking them up. Go ahead.
Hebrews chapter 10, verse 35.
Go ahead.
Cast not away, therefore, your confidence.
Why are you sad all of a sudden? The Lord ain't with me. He was with you in the beginning, but now a little trial, he's not with you. You're not analyzing this correctly, y'all. The Most High dips us. Why does he dip us? To prove us, to cleanse us, to wash us, to set us apart. It ain't going to be easy. So stop coming to the Most High and not thinking you're going to have, you forgot, you got to endure temptation. Y'all see this? Go ahead.
Cast not away, therefore, your confidence.
You can't cast away your confidence. What did the Most High take you through already in this life to bring you to this point? Remember those things and say, Yahweh's been with me. He's still with me. Let me be confident in the Word. That's why it's very important for you to understand the Word. Because if you don't understand, Satan plays on your doubts. Your lack of knowledge. See, go ahead.
Which have great recompense.
Which have great recompense. Go ahead.
Of reward.
Right? See, and the reward is not only, I know we think, oh, the reward, the end. No, there's little rewards on the way there that the Most High rewards you in. And it might not be all carnal things, not all the time. It's little jewels in our crown that does what? Keep us in the spirit of perseverance and pushing forward in the spirit of the Most High.
It's the experiences that you can now say when the scripture said the kingdom of heaven is within.
Right.
That you could literally be going through all hell, but now you're not a product of your environment. Because you tap back into those experiences, the faithfulness of the Most High, when he was there for you in those other situations that you shut, when that little thought of doubt and worry pop up, oh, why am I worried? Why am I tripping? The Most High not a man. He's not going to renege on his promises. He's not like us. He's not part-time. So let me not be a part-time lover. Let me stand boldly. Because the book, the Most High said, the son of Jacob, what's that, Malachi?
Because the sons of Jacob not consumed?
Right. I don't get it. It's Malachi, somebody get it wrong.
Yeah.
Because I'm butchering.
Me too.
Malachi chapter
Malachi 3 and what, 6?
Malachi chapter 3, verse 6. For I am the Lord, I change not.
The Most High don't change. Yeah, you gotta read that with some power.
Go ahead.
For I am the Most High, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of
That
Jacob.
right there alone, we should rest easy at night. We're supposed to be able to be like, oh wow, the Most High has never left the righteous forsaken nor seed begging bread. Let me go back and see the time since I've been following the Most High. My kids came to me and said, Mom, Dad, I ain't eating once. I ain't eating a week. They might say I want something to eat, and they don't want what you got for them, right? They might not want that food that you got for them. You can't never say you go to the refrigerator, flies flew out. There was crickets in there, right? Or when your kids is going to school with their big toasting now. Now, if that's the case, that's not the Most High, that's you. That's you neglecting your duties as a parent, right? Not taking care of your responsibility. But the truth didn't make your kids have holes in their feet. The Most High is not, keep reading.
Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed.
Right, we don't have to be doubtful. We don't have to be worrisome. There's no way a Hebrew Israelite should deal with anxiety. I don't understand. That must not be processing experiences since you signed that contract saying I'm a Hebrew Israelite. Right, we can the saints of the Most High will what? Take the kingdom. That means what? You gotta go fight. That we're not fighting with swords anymore, but we're going to fight through this mind that tries to draw you back to Egypt, to America, to what you loved, to what you enjoyed, what you trusted in, which was comfortable to you. You don't want to, see, the problem is we don't want to go through that fight. We don't want to go through that process, and we forget all the times that the Most High was there for us. So then now you're going through this constant revolving door of doubt and wondering that the Most High will be there to deliver us. We should play with that money.
Yeah. All right, let's finish it up. Go ahead. Go back to Ecclesiastes.
Con, Ecclesiastic is 2 and verse 2.
Go ahead. You're on 3 now. Go ahead.
Verse 3. Cleave unto him.
Do what?
Cleave unto him.
And that's what we got to remember, man. We got to keep cleaving to the Most High. It is the last times. We got to put on all of our armor and understand the way that Satan is taking us out. Listen, brothers and sisters, we all are faulty. We all have negative that comes into our mind. It's our job to resist the devil. You will fall. None of us is perfect. We will fall. Get back up. Fight for the Most High. Don't give up, y'all. Believe the word. If you're studying, this word can be in you and you can see it more. It won't just be a arm-raising, hair-raising class. It be, wait a minute, this is truth. The book is true all the time. Y'all get this? Go ahead.
And depart not away.
And do what?
And depart not away.
The Most High don't respect a part-time lover. He doesn't respect a person that is in and out, a person that is double-minded. He doesn't respect it, y'all. Just like we don't respect it either, right? How about your rib say, I really haven't committed yet. I'm keeping my options open. You good, Yeah, we did it last night, but I'm still keeping my options open. How you feel? Your rib called you up right now and told you that.
Oh my goodness. Bruh.
You'd be like, what the? Really? Yeah, I just keep my options open. We're not married. Well, the Most High doesn't like that either. You know what I mean? When we come to him with that, one foot in, one out. The point of the first individual in Matthew 13 was what? That you were supposed to understand. You were the wife of the Father. It says he likened Israel to a comely and delicate woman. You're his woman. So he doesn't like that individual. Watch, read on, Marlon. Go ahead.
That thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
See? Cast not your confidence away, and you will see the reward. Damn, I'm glad I stuck in there, because you know what I learned? Perseverance. I learned long suffering. I was just jumping to conclusions. What Mom Willis said the other day, he said, it's not what everybody makes it out to seem. It's not even all that hard. Right? Because what he's realizing is that other people's fears try to come on you. And that's me a lot of time. We're looking through the confidence and the faith, and we're talking to these brothers and sisters like, no, it's going to be good. And they're looking at you like, the world is ending. Yeah, the world is ending, but Yahweh's on our side. Right? It is ending. But Yahweh's on our side. Take confidence in that. But you don't see everything crumbling around you. Yes, I do. And Yahweh keep on the ass. He's with you if you're with him. Right? If you resist him, if you reject him, if you deny him, he will deny you. And that's what we're not seeing. What happens when we're what? Double dutching. Unsure. I'm faithful now, and the next minute I'm not. It don't supposed to be like that, y'all. You know damn well, you want somebody committed, he wants you committed. Go ahead.
I had this class a while back. I didn't really go over it, but it was about slaying the giants.
And
it was about David. It was about David when he came and he seen the men fearful of Goliath, right? And he likened Goliath, the giant, unto a regular bear and a lion. The same thing, like there was no difference because of his size. He seen him just as another beast who was going to be slain.
Yeah.
And that's how when we face our fears and our doubts and understanding the battle that's to come, right? It's nothing major. It wasn't as big as you thought it was.
Listen, no matter what brother, sister corrects you, guess what? You don't get beat, you don't get slapped, you're not stoned. All you do is get a verbal chastisement. I'm going to say it again. Be lucky. Your house with you.
I'll take it.
Right? I'll take that. Let the righteous smite me. It shall be kindness to me. I'll take that all day, but woe be he that what?
Fall into the hands of the Lord.
Yeah, that fall into the hands of the Lord. Because the Most High, when you reject everything else, I'm good with y'all. Okay, Yahweh got you down. Because nobody's telling you. Right? So you got to deal with him, right? I'll take Yahweh to deal with me. All right? He's the king of terrors. He gave you an easier way, right? When you mess with the king of terrors, right? Let's jump back. Come on.
Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully.
Take what?
Cheerfully.
It says, whatsoever is what?
Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully.
Let's put in perspective. Take what cheerfully? How many of y'all are being cast into prison for fighting for the Most High? How many of y'all are being shot, stoned, hanged, crucified for Yahweh? Don't come with, oh, I'm a victim. I'm crucified daily, brother. Now, how many are really crucified, y'all? Really, what is the doubts and fears and the things that are killing you? Is it righteousness or is it your desire to have two choices? So what are you really fighting for and what are you fighting against? See, it's a manipulative game you play with yourself. You want to act like you're fighting this whole battle when you're really ready to give up? Right? Go ahead.
Go ahead. Right, we're going to go to 2 Timothy 2 and 3.
2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 3. Thou therefore endure hardness.
Endure what?
Endure hardness.
Because the whole purpose of what we read in Ecclesiastes is to remind us that when we come to serve the Lord, there's going to be some hardness that comes with that. Yeah. But again, is it hardness like you got to get getting a stone for teaching the gospel? Are you having to flee from city to city? Because we don't want to hear that your house shall talk. None of us are going through what the prophets, the disciples went through. None of us. But we're going through what? What are we going through? What are some of the things that we're going through now? Huh? What? Go ahead.
So you stressing to pay a light bill, but the Most High got you with the next check.
Right. So bills. What else? What else? Right.
The things that's on the inside, like Kasakia said, it's easy to give up the carnal things, the eating the pork and things like that, but the thing that's on the inside, that we don't necessarily want anybody to know or we don't want to give up. That's a struggle to deal with.
That's the hardest that a lot of brothers and sisters run from, right? That purging process, that baptism by fire, and say, yeah, you're not going to get into my kingdom thinking the way you think now. Yeah. You're not going to be out of order in your Habashai's kingdom. No. So I'm giving, this is how much I love you. I love you so much, and I'm telling you right now, change that. Now you got the option to choose. Now if he wants you, then you're going to get that beating and beating and beating and beating till you submit. But once he takes his hand over you, you know you wasn't one of those. You was the bastard. Right? Keep reading.
As a good soldier.
As a what?
As a good soldier of Yahushua.
Right. If you love to quote Exodus 15, right? The Most High is a man of war. But who's going a war for the Most High? Who's a draft dodger in it? Right? Who doesn't understand that this life comes with fighting? Right. The Most High wants to see if you really about that life. Are you really about Him? Everybody want heaven, but nobody want dead. Nobody want dead, and the dead that He wants is us killing the old man, the old woman. And how does he want that? What's the process? Okay, now you inconvenience. Now you gotta speak to somebody else's house. You gotta go from house to house to house, like you're in an underground railroad. But you know what? I'm still pushing toward the kingdom. I'm still working my way north with, right? While we on that underground railroad, going through whatever it takes to get there. What else is some of the things? You lose a car, right? Your credit score drop 2 points, or 200 points, where you don't even look at it no more, right? But these are the things that we're not even going through anything harder than that. No, seriously, you're not going through nothing really major. Really. But you still have, but the Most High so faithful, so loving that He told you to prepare yourself. It's not like, surprise, you said you were going to serve you, I didn't tell you, well, this was coming with it. Now, it's not like when you win the lotto, they tell you you're going to take half, or more than half. You thought you was getting the 910,000, now you get 200 million, right? You ain't know all these fine points. The Most High is telling us, He's telling you to prepare yourself, read from the top.
Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua.
Keep reading.
No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life.
Why? We're not going to be battling. We're not going to be battling if the Most High is going to be with you. If He's going to forsake you. Because we read, you study, and you will remember the countless times. Whether you got the experiences from the Bible, you got the experiences of brothers and sisters that have been here a little, like that's why communication is important. You're going to be like, damn, you know what, this is on my brain. Nah, I'm not going to lie, man. This bill, because that's something I did. That's something I did. I'm not even just rambling. I'm speaking from experience. When I came down here, Ecclesiastes chapter 2 was given to me, right, before I left. And I was like, okay. But I didn't know. I didn't know what I was going to have to go through. But then things were popping up. Serious things popped up. But what I always did, let me communicate. Because this thing is not a game to me.
Yeah.
This is not an option. There's nothing else after this. There's nothing else, because the scriptures say the same afflictions that we go through, our people in the world go through. Yeah. Right? So what am I going to be blind to think that I'm going to leave the Most High and go back out into the world and think I'm not going to catch hell just for the color of my skin alone? Just for the color of my skin alone, whether you a dark-skinned brother or a light-skinned brother, you're going to catch some kind of hell. Did we forget about that?
Yeah.
I mean,
a lot of people forget. That's why it says by and by they're offended. Right. We forget the hell that we were catching in the world. Right? We forget all the things that was going on in the world and that were destroying. Right? Yeah.
No, I was thinking about it. You do forget that, and you get comfortable. You almost in this pause. You press pause on the movie. You almost press pause on the movie, and you stop moving. You stop paying attention to what's going on in the film, which is your life. Right. You stop paying attention to what's going on in your life, and then your kids start breaking apart. Then your ribs start breaking apart. Then you start breaking apart. Then the brothers around you let them break apart. Because your mind is just being jaded by you. Right. And the things that you don't want to endure, like the Matthew 13 and like the Ecclesiastes 2, you got preparing yourself no more. Because the preparation don't stop even after you know that you're supposed to prepare yourself. You're supposed to literally like.
There's a constant preparation because Satan doesn't quit. Y'all get that? So finish that. What verse are you at, Mama?
I'm at verse 4.
All right. You're at verse 4 now? Okay, it's 10. Listen, we weren't going to be able to go the whole chapter, I know it, but he had a question on the chapter. The Spirit had us run with that chapter. It's a reminder. It should be a reminder to us. The funny thing, I was telling about Zion today on our little quick 3-hour talk. 3 hours chat later. It is that we got to constantly remind the new brothers and sisters of this Matthew 13 because people come in oblivious. And then when you ask that question, I was like, it's the Spirit. All right. Does anybody got any questions off the topic, on the topic? Anybody want to say hallelujah, praise the Lord, bear witness?
Hallelujah!
Hallelujah! Keep you lit for the Shabbat, all right? Go ahead, Eric.
Text line, shout.
Yeah, play a song.
When Jesus walked. Hold on a second. Bro, we'll be here till 11 messing around there. People are like, I thought I played this song to tell a story. You know what I realized? You and him on the podium is going to be bad. We're going to go back to 8-hour classes. That reminds me. No, go ahead.
I like the Matthew 13 because it, just from a personal standpoint, in your life, in your years in the truth, there's sometimes you get rhino skin.
Right.
You know,
it's called jaded, being jaded.
You get jaded. Rhino skin jaded.
Right.
But and what it is a refresher, and sometimes you need that constant refresher, especially if you have that.
If you're going through a trial, if you're going through temptation, if you're going through, bro, you're on one knee. You're on one knee, you're gonna drop to both knees. You know what I mean? And it's a reminder.
It is.
And it's a good reminder that to keep fighting.
Because you're understanding what drove you to this point. You're not one of those three. You're not one of those three. So
I am not these individuals.
Right. So then you're like, okay, what am I tripping for?
Right.
Right. Why am I getting all sad-faced and diarrhea-faced about the situation?
And that's why we gotta, like Job, like all these righteous, like Joseph being dumped in the ditch.
Come on.
Right? Like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the fire. Like.
Read, come on.
Jonah in the belly of the whale.
Come on now.
Right?
But like Paul said, he said in all these things we are more than conquerors through
right.
how shall we strengthen us. It said if God be before us, who can be against us? Right. So, and then I say that to say, it's the sand in the feet print in the sand.
Yeah.
During those times that you are on one knee, but you're still getting carried.
Yeah.
Because he's not going to give you more, and that's the part we really forget. He doesn't give you more than what you can bear.
That don't make sense to people.
It don't.
Like what you just said, that's a whole other class. Because that don't make no sense to people. Because in their mind, in their trial, they're like, yeah, I can't bear this right now. How does that make sense? He doesn't give me what I can't bear. You're like, I can't bear this. But you're bearing it.
Because
you're bearing it.
He makes a way for you to escape.
Right.
But how do you escape? That's the part.
That's another class. The tools. It's more of the tools and the things that keep us and hold us up. Right? That's why it's important to gain these jewels and tools. Yeah, Aaron. Go ahead.
All right, for that I'm gonna add 2 minutes.
I'm just thinking that, of myself, the things that I know I think of now more than I used to, right? That keeps me in the mind of perseverance and pressing forward and conquering myself. If the Most High is reading His words and having a zeal, having a passion, having a desire to learn more of the Most High's ways and how He would have me, like when He said, "He that keep his mind on Him, He'll keep him in perfect peace." Right. So He give us the way to keep our mind on Him, right? So that, and He also give us the way to keep our mind in perfect peace, right? It's through His word. It's through us staying focused on His word. So when I see that, that helps me open my eyes, right, to what I need to see. That helps me open my ears to what I need to hear. She says, "He that hath ears, let him hear." So, and also to go along with that, we have each other. Right. And if we're avoiding each other, like Lionel said, if we're avoiding each other, we're not going to grow. If we're avoiding each other, we're not going to get the Most High telling us what we need to see, because it's going to come through a brother and a sister of the things that we need to see.
Let me say this. It's crazy because when you say prepare your soul for temptation, like when you're in the middle of a battle, we've been taught, no, all of y'all. So what you're saying, the logic is correct. But put yourself in the shoes of the disgruntled, doubtful, double-minded individual. You don't know what I'm dealing with. And they separate themselves. You see that? You're right what you're saying. But the reality is, people don't look at it like that. They're like, nah, I'm over here, you're over there. And you don't know what I'm going through. But you're right. I'm not taking nothing for what you're saying. It's a sad thing, and that's why it goes back to the young brother's question. Are you preparing yourself for these things and knowing all the tools to get through to the end? He that endured to the end, the same shall be saved.
Well, I say to that person, think of this. The Most High providing you that way out is not going to come with you by yourself. It's not going to come with you just trying to understand yourself and nothing else. Mm-hmm. It's going to come with you trying to understand your brother and making your brother your brother. Trying to understand your sister and making your sister your sister. Yeah. That's how it's going to come.
You know what? You just said it. The Most High is the two greatest commandments, and it's literally the two things above all that we don't like dealing with. It's either we shut ourselves off from the Most High, or we shut ourselves off from our brother. God. And those are the two things He says the law rests on. Yeah, well said, well said. Yes. Oh, we got two here. What do we got, Masazara? What's up?
Yeah, I was kind of trying to figure out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like the scripture that you had said, we're supposed to prepare our soul. And there are like multiple ways we can do that. Like already I had brought out in Luke. I forgot where it was at though. That what man go to war without setting the cost.
Right, without counting the cost.
So I was kind of wondering if we could go some more into detail with verses on that.
Counting the cost.
Yeah.
We can do that. Yeah. We'll do that. We'll let us get back in class and we'll go over that again. Definitely. Yeah. All right. Once again, go into that armor a little bit more. And counting the costs, right? And then I think going to why do we have to count the costs? Like, what is going to happen here that you telling me, watch out? You know what I mean? Those are the things that we're not seeing. Watch out for what? Why I gotta look out? Right? Why I gotta count the costs? Is something that happened that I don't know about? That gotta be the mindset, because a lot of times we don't expect things to happen. So we'll go through the list of the things that are going to happen so you can count the cost that this is going to what? Happen. so it won't be as some strange thing happen unto you, right? So here, we'll go over that. All right, what else? What you got?
You just quoted the scripture I was thinking about like the whole class. But that 1 Peter 4:12, like that, I think that's my new favorite scripture.
Right.
It's just so much that happens, and you can't just sit there and be like, why is this happening? Why is this happening? You gotta realize that you're gonna have to go through it.
But if you prepared yourself for this is gonna happen, you wouldn't be surprised when it happened. Right? If you're prepared to know that there's people that will come in and that they will not understand and they will make comments off of their lack of understanding. And you will deal with people that come in happy and joy, and you thinking like, oh man, this is a beautiful brother or sister, and the next few minutes, they're gone. If you understand this, then you can start to process it different. And that's what happened over the years, is like, the more and more I understand this, is like, the hurt doesn't go too, it hurts because you're still like, damn, I miss that brother. Hey man, I miss that sister. You know, what happened to that brother? What happened to it? But you gotta understand, this is what it is. This is the entrance into the kingdom. Many are called, but many will fall to this and not be chosen. And then many will go through this and stand short. Right? So yeah, just understanding, preparing yourself for the temptation. Yeah. Yeah, what's up? One more.
Last question, because it was kind of on my mind as we were talking on it, and it was on my mind earlier, and I just kept forgetting for some reason. But now I remember. So you know, when I hear prepare your soul for these things, I understand that there's a process that we're supposed to go through. You know, but I was also thinking that you know, as the scriptures say, eat at home. So that's kind of the idea behind what I was asking was, you know, I understand that the scriptures have the entire process, and it's saying you have to prepare your soul before you just lose, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was going to ask if it had anything like, it sounds almost like count the cost, you know, you're supposed to do some type of preparation, some type of training before you just...
Yeah, you're right.
So what would the
training is, we literally just started out with the training. The first training you got to be aware of is that if I come to the Most High, it's not going to be peaches and cream. That Satan is on you. How is Satan on me? By the things inside of you that you want. So the battle is created because you let there be a battle. Remember, it's not the spoon that bends, it's you that bends. Right? So really, there is no battle that you haven't created. Like, literally, if you could come back and say, I'm none of these, then there's no battle. No money's going to take me out. Somebody's going to fit me, I get that. We're going to work through that. Done. It ain't going to be the riches of the world. It ain't going to be my mama, my daddy, my mother. Okay, if you could go through these lists and say, nah, none of these things are going to pull me from, who can separate me from the love of Yahweh Shai? God. If you can say that, where's the battle? And then you start to go deeper within. And that's the fruits of the Spirit. Okay, Khan, you got these things on lock. Well, what about that lust? Could you be so tapped into your lust that it's stronger than the will of the Father? Okay, your God is your lusting, right? Okay, yeah, it's not the money, brother. It's not the, I'm going to go to mama, brother. But it's the lust. And therefore, you can't be motivated to do the will of the Father because the lust of the flesh controls you. So there's tiers to this and levels to this of what you're supposed to be aware of and guarding yourself from, right? As a spiritual warrior. Yeah. Zoe, you have a question? No, I thought I saw your hand. No other question? Okay, anything online? No? Okay. All right, remember. Class is the Shabbat. Remind y'all that tomorrow we won't be live because we're going to be at the summit right up 4 hours away. So it's going to be Quantazat that is going to be taking over the live stream. So that means go on their channel. That's Houston channel. All right, they're going to be going live for the Sabbath ceremony in the morning. We're going to be driving out to the summit. Once again, the summit for us is supporting other schools. We might not necessarily be thinking on the same music all the time, but my idea was always to come outside of this mind of, because we're not perfect, and we don't see eye to eye on a lot of things, that now I gotta treat my brother in a certain way. So us supporting the summits is just reminding us that we're, our school, right, officially now we changed all of our channels, right, Stream of Wisdom, right, is not on this, oh, we're secluded, we don't mess with nobody else. We don't feed into that. We don't believe in that. We're about supporting. Now, we might not agree on a lot of things, but I can still be a brother. We can still sup together, eat together. And that's what the summits are. For all y'all that didn't know, or you have the question why you go up to these summits, I've seen these brothers, they teach this or that. Yeah, but at the summits, we don't deal with all that. One thing we do deal with, we can say, is brotherhood. You know what I mean? We deal with brotherhood. So we're not getting over there and next you know we pull the baby to the side. We don't even deal with that. So that's one thing I love about it. And why do I push these things as much as I can? To remind us that in the end, the Most High is going to deal with all that. What side are we going to be on? You're the only right brother or sister? Or there's going to be little things that will need to be clarified in the end. We know in part, and we prophesy in part. You see that? And with that which is come to Yahushai, the things that are in part are going to be what? Done away with. You see that? So I just want to remind everybody why we participate in the summits. And I know because you might get on there and see, well, these guys, this camp teaches this, and y'all can teach that, but it ain't about that. It's literally about, hey, we come together as brothers and supporting a unity, right? Y'all agree with that? Okay, so officially stating my stance on these things so we can know what mind we go in up there, and we just unify, right? All right, so we're not going to be here tomorrow. We're not going to be here tomorrow on Sundays. The sisters are going to be holding it down. So remember, we have our phones. Anybody need anything that's not going, you can hit us up. All right? And it's the same thing with Rochester. Houston didn't get a chance to make it because there's a lot of bros that, you know, money's tight, and that's a longer travel with them. Then we got feast days. Then we got Passover coming up. It's a lot of money, you know what I mean, to rent these vehicles to go up and do those things. So we're trying to do our part as a school to support. All right? All right. Nothing online? Okay. For brothers and sisters tuning in, we'll see y'all next class. Shalom.